Hi Gemini, welcome to your love reading for March 2020. Let's see what is coming up for you. This is a love reading for the sign of Gemini for March 2020. The first card you have, Gemini, is the Knight of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for March. Temperance. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for March. Three of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for March. The Sun. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for March. The Star. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for March. Four of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for March. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for March. You have the Eight of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for March. Three of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for March. And the Ace of Wands. Okay, what's the most important thing that Gemini needs to hear about their love life for March 2020? The message that you have, Gemini, is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles does represent slow movement, slow progress. And I definitely see how that ties in with the reading. I mean, you've got the Knight of Swords, which is that knight moves a lot quicker. You've got the Four of Swords, which is, kind of needing time, needing space. And the Three of Pentacles, a lot of time and effort. So I'll come back to this card in a minute and see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Let's go ahead and begin. And if you would like a private reading with me, just go to my website, channelguidance.com, and I'll put a link down below. So you have a lot of interesting messages here. Some of you, you may be, you really want to move forward in a relationship. That's actually what you're starting off with here. You have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is things moving forward very quickly. This is things changing very very fast. A lot of new developments. It could be maybe that you've met someone and that you have high hopes for this relationship, because you actually have the Star right in the center of the reading. Maybe you're very invested in this person. You really want to see things move forward, but, and there's a but here, you have Temperance telling you to slow down. So this sounds a lot like the reading I just did for the sign of Cancer. If you're involved with a Cancer, if you have a moon or rising, you may want to watch that reading. Temperance represents the sign of Sagittarius, but it also means slow down. Slow down, be patient, let things happen naturally, because with the Knight of Swords, you want things to move like this, fast. So it could be maybe that you're very much, in love with someone that you've met, and that, you really want to see things develop. You want to get here. The Three of Cups is a card of marriage and children. This is a card of happiness, just kind of being, over the moon. But remember, the main energy for you is the Knight of Pentacles. One day at a time, slow progress. Again, you have the Star right in the center of the reading. The Star does represent the sign of Aquarius, but this also represents your hopes and wishes. So what you most want, or who you most want. You actually have a lot of positive energy around this relationship. You have the Sun. This is success, love, positive energy. So again, the cards are not telling you that you're not going to get what you want or who you want, but they are telling you to kind of slow down, let things happen naturally, don't rush anything. Whoever it is that you're interested in right now, whether maybe you're already married or you're in a relationship or you're interested in someone new, there is a lot of positive energy. But you also have the Four of Swords, which is saying that perhaps maybe you need to give this person some space. This also is just taking the time to think, to kind of gather your thoughts, think things through very carefully. Is this truly the person you want to be with? It could be maybe that you need the space, or it could be that they need the space. Hard to say in a general reading. But it just seems like the cards are saying, slow down. I feel like the sign of Gemini, you're eager to jump on somebody right now. Well, not literally, maybe, but I feel like you're eager to see something develop, and the cards are saying slow down. You also have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling unable to move forward. And I feel like you might be feeling like, I want this relationship to move forward. I want to reconcile with this person. I feel like I can't do anything. I'm helpless here. You have the Three of Pentacles. You've invested so much time and effort, but you do have a new beginning here. You have the Ace of Wands. So this is a new beginning. This is a clean slate. This could be something that, again, it happens in time. Okay, let's get a few more cards to see what else comes up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for March 2020? Nine of Pentacles. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for March? Two of Pentacles. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for March? And the Six of Cups. So the Two of Pentacles does represent perhaps a decision that someone has to make. This is instability. This is someone maybe who's being very wishy-washy. I mean, this has come up with the past. So some of you, perhaps this message here, sometimes the message that comes out on this side of the reading, it could be for a completely different audience. Maybe for those of you where you want to reconcile with an ex. We are going to do the ex spread next, because the Six of Cups represents someone from the past or reminiscing about the past. Maybe if you want to move on with the rest of your life, stop focusing on your ex. Now, if you want to reconnect with your ex, we're going to do that spread next. But this is focusing on the past. It could be that if you keep thinking about the past and analyzing it and agonizing over it, it's going to keep your love life up in the air. It's going to leave you in a very kind of unstable place. And you're actually being told that the focus has to be on you. The Nine of Pentacles. This is, you know, this is you coming full circle as an individual. This is self-worth, self-love, integrity. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that is the message for you. For those of you where you just want to disconnect from the past, you just want to find somebody new. Now, if you want to reconnect with an ex, the message is very similar. I mean, I feel like you have a decision to make here. I feel like you have to be careful around your ex, because the Two of Pentacles is not a very stable energy. It's scattered energy. It's instability. Someone is very wishy-washy. It could be maybe that this person has a lot of growing to do before they're worthy of you. Okay, let's go ahead and get a few more cards in the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for March 2020? You've got the Hierophant. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini? Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. What's the most important thing that Gemini needs to hear about their love life for March? Eight of Swords. Don't you have that card here? Oh, you do, right here. So this is your repeat card. So some of you might be feeling like, you know, I can't do anything about the situation. My hands are tied behind my back. Perhaps it's because it's not your decision that you're making in the month of March. Perhaps the person that you love, it's up to them. They're the ones that maybe have to make a decision to be with you or to move forward, more than likely, because I feel like the sign of Gemini, you're eager. You're eager to move forward with someone. You may feel like, there's really nothing that you can do. You can't force this person to make a decision. So looking at these three cards, you've got a water sign here, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can also be you if you have a moon or rising in a water sign. But I definitely see somebody, got the Four of Pentacles. This is someone who's holding back. This is someone who is playing it safe. It can definitely be the person maybe that's not making a decision. Someone that you're eager to move forward with. You've got the Hierophant, which can represent the sign of Taurus, but this is soulmate energy, kindred spirits, soulmates. It can also represent a marriage. Is this, someone you belong with? Feeling like you belong with someone. It could be maybe that you're with someone where you feel like this person is the one. This is a person that I'm truly meant to be with. Again, the star, your hopes and wishes are with this person. You've invested a lot of time and effort here. But I see someone who is, kind of like, leave me alone. This is someone who is playing it safe, being really stubborn, maybe not letting you in emotionally. Remember the main energy, Knight of Pentacles, slow progress, one day at a time. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the X spread. Gemini, let's see what's going on between you and your ex for the month of March. Gemini and their ex for March 2020. King of Pentacles. Gemini and their ex for the month of March. The Magician. Gemini and their ex for the month of March. The Ace of Cups. Gemini and their ex for the month of March. The Five of Wands. Gemini and their ex, let's see what this is, the Tower. Gemini and their ex for the month of March. Four of Pentacles, which was also in the first spread. Gemini and their ex for the month of March 2020. Ace of Swords. Gemini and their ex for the month of March. Two of Pentacles, which was also in the first spread. Gemini and their ex for the month of March. And the Fool. So, the good news, let's start with the good news first. The good news is that you do have two new beginnings. You've got the Ace of Cups and the Fool. So there's definitely new beginnings. You actually have three. You got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Fool. So there are new beginnings around you and your ex for the month of March. And it could be maybe that there is a possible kind of reunion in the works here. You've got the Magician telling you that you have the power here. Now, the first spread is, it can apply for exes, but it's more of a, kind of a general spread. It can be for singles, it can be for couples. This is definitely for exes, and this is a message of manifestation. You could manifest, literally here, you've got a new beginning. rekindling that spark, that connection between you and your ex. You've got an earth sign energy here, which would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can also be you if you have a moon or rising on an earth sign, you know, and you've got a big kind of unexpected development here, the Tower. You've got a very unexpected, I feel like it's a dilemma, because here, I mean, look at this. You've got the Five of Wands here, Four of Pentacles here. This card was also in the first spread. I mean, this is someone who is holding back, someone who's, you know, kind of staying in their safe place. And over here, you've got the Five of Wands, which is feeling highly conflicted. Some of you, you may be conflicted about taking back your ex. I feel like there is a chance here. You will have that opportunity. Again, the Ace of Cups, especially the Fool, which is a major arcana of taking a risk. This is taking a giant leap of faith and taking this person back. Because remember, you had this energy also in the first spread with the Two of Pentacles, which is instability. This is, you know, perhaps someone who is very, maybe who was very wishy-washy in their relationship with you. Maybe a relationship that was off and on. I mean, you've got the Two of Pentacles here, but you also have the Ace of Swords. So I always have to consider, you know, not just what one card is, you know, just the one card, what is next to it. And you've got the Ace of Swords. So perhaps, let me just put them here for you. Perhaps someone who was someone who's just not there for you. Someone who was very wishy-washy, a relationship that was off and on. This person was with you and then they weren't. They were with you and then they weren't. Maybe this person, you know, has had a moment of clarity. Like they truly maybe know what they've done. Maybe they finally realize what you're worth, how they really truly feel about you. And I mean, with the Fool, you're taking a giant risk. You have to just follow your heart and your intuition, either saying yes or no. This is taking a risk and there are no guarantees. I just feel like you're taking a risk here with perhaps a relationship or a person that let you down. There was a lot of ups and downs, instability. I feel like this person maybe, you know, finally has seen the light here. Finally has clarity as far as how they truly feel about you, which could, you know, be a surprise to you with the Tower here. And perhaps, you know, you're feeling conflicted, struggling. Like, is this too good to be true? Has this person truly changed? You have the Power here. You have the Magician. Okay, let's get a few more. Let's see what else comes out for you. Gemini and their ex for the month of March 2020. Gemini and their ex. Yeah, I mean, look at this. You've got the Two of Cups, Gemini and their ex, the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you have like what? Let me see. 1, 2, well, 3, 4. You've got 4 new beginnings here in the ex spread. So for many of you, like, you definitely want to use this to your advantage if you want to reconnect with an ex, because the energy is definitely there to see that new beginning. You have the Two of Cups here, which this is romantic love. This is a soulmate union, a soulmate connection. That soulmate bond is still there. There is a heavy burden here. You've got the Ten of Wands. This is something that drags a relationship down. This is a heavy burden. Perhaps maybe even tired of trying. So this card definitely ties in with the Five of Wands. Maybe you're conflicted. Like, do I want to go there again? Do I want to keep trying? Do I want to revisit this off and on relationship, this instability? You do have a chance here with Judgment. This is, you know, a relationship coming back from the dead, pretty much. A relationship rising from the ashes. If you feel that you can do that again. Usually with this card, you feel like you're just tired of trying, exhausted. Okay, let's get a few more from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for March 2020? We've got the World, Gemini and their ex for the month of March. The Six of Cups, Gemini and their ex. Seven of Cups. Yeah, you're confused. Look at the 6 and 7 of Cups with the World. And I just added another new beginning. So many, I can't even count them now. You've got the World here. The World is a new chapter. A new chapter, you know, closing the door to an old chapter, opening a new chapter. I feel like you're conflicted. Literally right here, you're conflicted about doing this. The past is very much still present for you in the month of March. This is the energy of the past, someone from the past. So this is your ex. So again, there is confusion here. The Seven of Cups is, you know, this is confusion, lack of clarity, especially confusion over choices. Should I or shouldn't I? And I feel like this is, should I or shouldn't I close the door to the past and just be done with my ex? Or should I, you know, open that door and try again? You definitely have that possibility here with Judgment. A relationship can be saved. I feel like for some of you, you just don't know if you want to do that, because maybe the relationship just had a lot of ups and downs. Maybe you just feel like you can't trust this person. Again, there is heavy energy around you, but I definitely feel like you have the power. That's what I just said, you know, for the sign of Cancer. Like, it's up to you. The Magician is about empowerment, manifestation. If you want your ex back, all the energy is right for you to make that happen. I just feel like for some of you, you could be highly confused because perhaps this person has put you through too much. I see someone who is conflicted and struggling here. For those of you where you're worried, you know, as far as has this person changed, you do have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this person may have some clarity now as far as, you know, how they really feel about you. Do they really want to be with you? So you're going to have to take, here you go with the Fool, a giant leap of faith as far as taking them back or just closing the door to the past. Okay, Gemini, this has been your love reading for March 2020. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.